Today we will learn about rhythm writing and grouping of the notes, and this will be our last two topics of this book. We will need to group the notes, otherwise it will look very messy like this. So most of the time, if you have a different rhythm in a bar, we will group beats by beats. So for example, 2-4, you will have two counts in one bar, which is two crotchet counts. This will be the first count, second count. If we have two quiver like this, it will be quite messy. Therefore, we group it together, join the tail, and make it one group. But if you have a whole bar of same note, this is 4 quavers, you can group all together. And if you have semi-quiver, we cannot group 8 together because it will be quite difficult to count. So first, second, so 4 by 4, 4 and 4. And you have different count also per crochet. So this comes from 1 quiver and 2 semi-quiver, which is half count with 1/4 and 1/4. All this together is 1 count, which is 1 crochet. So we group them together. So 1 quiver, 2 semi-quiver. The first note has 1 line, and second and third note have 2 lines. So we only group these 2 lines together like this. For dotted notes, it comes from a quiver plus a dot. Dot means half of the front, so this dot means semi-quiver and another semi-quiver like this, but it's quite messy this way, so we just group them together. Both of them have at least 1 tail, so we have 1 tail together, and then this dot we just put it in, and only the second note have 2 lines, right? So we do it this way. Okay, and also for 3-4, we can group all the 3 counts together if you have the same note. If it's different notes, then we have to split it by the count. For example here, second and third in 3-4, you can group them together. And 1, 2, 3, first and second, also you can group them together. But if you have 4-4, 2 and 3 will never be together. So 1, 2 and 3 we need to separate. 3-4. In case 4-4, you do this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. This will be wrong. So the correct order is 1, 2, 3, 4. In case of the 4-4, like this one. However, first and second count, you can group them together, and then third and fourth also you can group them together. So first count, second count is meaning 3 and 4 you can group them together. So 2 and 3 will never be together. Therefore 1, 2 separate them. 3, 4 you can combine them. So just remember the rules of grouping of the notes. Number 2 and number 3, these two you cannot join them together, except in 3-4 times when you have this way all together 2 and 3. This is also 2 and 3. This is exceptions. Now let's try to do the exercise. Rewrite the following using beams and dots. Beams is this one, the one that you join them together. Dots means add them together in the case of tight note. Tight note, when you play it on any instrument, whether it's piano, violin or anything, you don't play the second note, but you hold it. So this is 1 count, this is half count. When you join them together, it becomes 1.5 count, which make this note. And then this is already correct, then you just join. Okay, so first bar using the beam, 1, 2, this is already correct by itself, so we just need to copy. Quiver, 2 quavers make 1 crochet, and we need to make it neat, so just join them together. Both of them have 1 line. And this bar we have 4 quavers. 4 quavers, all the same rhythm, so we can join all of them together. Okay, next question. This is 2-4, but it's different rhythm, so we need to group 1 beat by 1 beat. 2 quavers makes 1 beat, one quiver and two semiquiver makes another one beat. So these two makes one half and quarter. So three notes, and at least they have one line, right? But these two are semiquavers, so we only make these last two notes semiquavers. Okay, and here also the same thing, different rhythm. Here is one count, here's another count. So we also need to group these two notes together. This dot belongs to the first quiver, semiquiver only at the second note. So this way. Be careful not to join everything like this. This will be wrong. And quiver and quiver, join them together. Now until here is one count, another count. So same thing, join them together. This is one. Four semiquavers makes one count, which is one crochet. So these four, we just join them together, two lines. This will be the second count. Now this makes one, this makes another one. So one quiver, two semiquavers, last two lines. This is the opposite directions. The first two is semiquiver. First two are semiquiver. So these two are semiquiver. This is quiver. 1, 2. Okay, next. Here until here. And then here until here. We cannot join everything together because if you have 8 notes altogether, then it is very difficult to count. So we group them every 4, which is 1 beat by 1 beat. This makes 1, and this makes another one, second count. Now this is 3, 4. 1 and 2 is already correct. The third count, 2 quavers, just join them together. Whenever you see a time means it's a plus, means this plus this is equals to this, not 1.5 count. 1 dotted crochet, and it will always have 1 quiver, because 1.5 you need to add another half to make it 2. So we cannot join this with any other notes. Even if you have a quiver here, you still have to split the quiver to join them together with this one. Now crochet. So these two are already correct, just copy, and 2 quavers, just join them together. So this is the one that I mentioned here just now, that if we have another note here, we cannot join them. So 1.5 count here, you need to complete it into 2 counts, and then here and here separate it out like this. Never join this together, then it will be messy and difficult to count. 1, 2, 3, that is very clear. Okay, so 3, 4, we can always join 1 and 2 together. So the maximum number of quiver that you can join is 6. If you have, this one, you can join 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them together. But anything more than 6, you need to split it already. Like if you have a 4 counts earlier, this one, right? Here. Then you will need to split and split. You cannot have 8 everything together also. It will be very difficult to count. So, okay, let's back to this one. 1, 2, 3. Now, 1 plus 1 plus 1, of course, 3. Dotted minim. Next question. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus another one, 3. These 2 makes a dotted quiver and semi-quiver. So this actually has 2 steps. First step, this is like this, right? And you need a semi-quiver to make it 1. So after you know that these two is a dotted quiver, you need to join them together into one crochet by adding the beams. Now this is already correct, and this will make one crochet as well. One quiver, two semi-quivers, like this. Okay, next questions. Crochet plus crochet, meaning we just copy this one. Crochet, 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 dotted, meaning this is correct, just copy. This is also correct, just copy. And 4 quivers, we can always join them together because this is number 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just be careful. If it is on the second and third, then you have to split them. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't join number 2 and number 3. Okay, same 1, 2 on its own, and you have 3, 4. So 3 and 4 we can join, but leave the 2 alone. 2, 3, 4, so that number 2 and 3 will not be together. Last questions. Crochet, quiver, dotted crochet, and a quiver. This makes 2, and then another 2. So total is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and this is already correct. Second count is from here up to here, and then this will be the third one, the fourth. So semi-quivers, and then quiver, crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's clear. Okay. Now we are going to learn rhythm writing. This is very easy. So if you have 2, 4, then you just have 2 counts in one bar. You can be creative and make anything that you like. And then there's only one thing to remember. The very last note, it has to be at least 1 count. So at least 1 count for the very last note. So this is 2 counts in a bar, 2 counts in a bar, 2 counts, 1, 2. This is 2 counts. So this is good. This is the last note. It's 1 count. It's also good. And this is a quiver. It's half count. This will be wrong. So you just remember that the very last note is at least 1 count. Otherwise, it ends very abruptly and the rhythm is a little bit too fast. So 2, 4, you can just make anything. You can even copy some of this one. For example, this is quiver, quiver, crochet, quiver, quiver, crochet. You want to do it the other way around, crochet, quiver, quiver, like this. It's also fine, so long the last one is at least 1 count. So this will sound like that, 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 1, 2, like this. Okay, so 1, that, 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 that. You can do anything that you like. Let's try something more fast, since this has a lot of rhythm here, right? It's quite lively. So that, 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 that. I think this will be better because that, 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 that. Then it's finished and it sounds like an ending. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That, that. That is also fine. So there's no rules, no basic rules in like writing a rhythm. Just be creative and make it sound nice. And last note 1 count, then it will be correct. So that, 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 that. For example, that, 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 that. Simple and easy. So this is another lively one. That, 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 that. We can also copy this one. That, 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 that. And just flip it the other way around. That, that, that. Finish. And 3 counts. That, 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 da 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 da. Also, okay, so example, this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 and 1. We can repeat 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. So this is like the pattern. For example, this is A. You will learn this in grade 2 also. And this is different from this one, right? B. And we copy from here B pattern and we take it from here A pattern. So next 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. And let's make it happy. Da 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 da. That. Okay. Next. Da 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 da. For example. Da da. Finish. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Also can. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2 and 3, 4. This will be da 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 da. Okay. Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Let's make it this way. Okay, this will be the same as this. Da da da. Okay, let's keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's flip the rhythm. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. Last questions. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try copying this one. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Let's mix a little bit. Change. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So I actually took this to here. A, B, something different. C, same as this. B, this is the pattern. Okay, so we have finished all the topics. So now, Italian language here. So there will be some terms and signs and you will need to memorize if you are going to grade 2 or you are taking any test. This will be tested definitely. So you need to memorize everything. The meaning and also the abbreviations. So F stands for forte and it means loud. So mezzo forte, moderately loud, fortissimo, very loud, and so on. And the way that you will not be tested on how to pronounce because the theory test is written, but it's good to know how to read it. So piano, mezzo piano, pianissimo, crescendo, decrescendo, diminuendo, allegro, allegretto, lento, adagio, accelerando, rallentando, ritardando, ritenuto, andante, da capo, fine. So da capo are fine. Dal segno, cantabile, staccato, legato, moderato, mezzo, poco, tempo, a tempo. And these are all the meanings. And these are the signs that you will see if you play music. You will find it in the music score. Okay, so after you memorize all this, then you will need to do this. Of course, when you do this, try not to flip and just copy. Okay, so I think there's no need to do these two pages with you because all the answer is in front. For example, see here, a tempo. It is here already. You can just double check here. Resume to the normal speed. And all this is already here. So same goes for the sign. F stand for forte, P for piano. It is also here already. Okay, so I don't need to do again since you can check. And write the signs for the following. Getting louder, getting softer. It is also here. Getting louder, this one crescendo. Oops. Getting louder, crescendo. Getting softer, decrescendo. So you will just need to do, but everything is in front already.